Welcome to this video tutorial on the process of submitting critiques and preliminary scores in IAR for online critique templates during the submit, read, and edit phases. This video demonstrates how to access, complete, and submit a critique and preliminary score for an application you are reviewing. Online critique templates provide you with the capability for entering your critique as well as your scores online in IAR, instead of completing and uploading a Word critique template. Accessing your list of assigned applications. To access the list of my assigned applications screen, log into ERA Commons, select Internet Assisted Review from the landing page, or go to the menu icon in the upper left corner, and from the menu, select Internet Assisted Review. This opens the List of Meetings screen. Meetings that use online critique templates are easily identified because there is a blue Online Critique badge under the meeting title on the List of Meetings screen. The first time you access the meeting, you click on the three-dot ellipses icon and select the confidentiality statement option. Complete the confidentiality statement. This is immediately followed by the employment certification form. Once these are complete, you are brought back to the list of meetings screen. Click on the three-dot ellipses icon in the meeting column and select View List of Applications from the menu. This opens the List of My Assigned Applications screen. In the meeting information area, you can see the status of the current phase, in this case, the submit phase. In the application number, opportunity number column, access the available actions by clicking on the three-dot ellipses icon. The available options are Review Criteria. Selecting this option takes you to Section 5, Application Review, Information of the Notice of Funding Opportunity, NOFO. Submit Critique. This opens the online critique screen. The online critique screen. At the top of the online critique screen, you see information about the application. The grant number is linked to the application folder. Here you can access additional information such as the full e-application and possible post-submission materials. There is the principal investigator's name and the status of the critique. Once the online critique is saved, which can happen automatically when adding text, the status is set to draft. This is followed by the opportunity number, which is linked to the actual Notice of Funding Opportunity, NOFO. The title of the project is followed by the reviewer's assignment role for this application. And if configured by the Scientific Review Officer, SRO, a top 5 checkbox is displayed. This is used to indicate that this application is one of your top 5 choices of the applications you are reviewing. The gray information bar that is next stays at the top of the browser window as you work through the various parts of the critique. This provides you a constant view of the grant number and the PI name so you know what application you are working on. And action buttons to save and submit the critique are always available to you. Important reminders are configured by the SRO. This section is collapsed by default. Clicking on it opens the information that you should review as part of the review process. Below important reminders is the overall impact section, followed in this example by the 3-factor scored criteria, then the additional review criteria, and the additional review considerations. The criterion sections can be quickly accessed using the left side navigation pane. The navigation pane shows scored review criteria, additional review criteria, and additional review considerations. These options come from Section 5, the Application Review Information section of the NOFO. You can navigate to any part of the online critique by clicking a heading in the navigation pane. So, if you want to examine protection for human subjects, simply click on that heading and the system takes you to that section of the online critique. Note: this tutorial is showing an application that is responding to a funding notice utilizing the simplified review framework that uses 3-factor scoring. The functionality shown here is the same for the traditional 5-scored criterion opportunities. Submitting the online critique during the submit phase. Now that you are familiar with the online critique screen, let's look at completing and submitting a critique. Where numeric scores are used, you provide scores for each factor on a scale of 1 to 9, where 1 is exceptional and 9 is poor. The first section is the preliminary overall/impact score. This is a separate score used in determining the order of review for the application and your overall assessment of the major scientific impact the proposal could have in the research field. While the overall impact section is first, you can complete the critique sections in any order you wish, and it is recommended you complete the scored review criteria, the additional review criteria, and the additional review considerations before determining the overall impact of the proposed research. To complete the individual review sections, click on the title of the section or use the left side navigation link to expand the field. You typically will have some radio button options to select from and at least one text field where you make specific comments regarding the proposal as it relates to the criterion you are addressing. As you complete the sections, you can always save your progress by clicking the Save button, or if you need to leave the screen and come back to it later, use the Save and Exit button. When you return to the List of My Assigned Applications screen, you see a draft badge in the Submitted Date column. Click the three-dot ellipses icon in the application number column and select Submit Critique to reopen the online critique screen. When you have completed the various review sections, make sure to complete the overall impact section by first selecting a score from 1 to 9. You must also include a clear and concise written statement that explains the basis for your score by identifying the important strengths and weaknesses of the proposal. And remember, for the numerical scoring, 1 is exceptional and 9 is poor. When you are ready, click the Submit button to complete the review of the application. If you forgot or missed any required fields, you are presented with a pop-up window identifying the missing information. Select the Go Back and Edit button to return to the online critique screen to complete the missing information. The screen will open and the section's missing required information will be outlined in orange. A small caution icon appears next to the specific items that are missing. Complete the missing information and you are now ready to submit the review. Click Submit. You are presented with the Submit Critique and Preliminary Score Confirmation screen. It reviews the basic information about the application and a summary of the scored criteria and the overall impact score. Click Confirm if all the information is correct. Click Cancel to return to the online critique screen. You see the success message next and can return to your list of assigned applications by clicking the Back to List of Applications link in the upper left corner. On the List of My Assigned Applications screen, you now see the preliminary score and the submitted date and time. The three-dot ellipses icon in the Application Opportunity Number column now includes View Critique and Delete Critique. View Critique lets you download a PDF of the submitted critique. Delete Critique erases all the scores and the text comments for the selected application. Note that this action cannot be undone. And if you still need to make updates to the critique, select Submit Critique. If you make changes to the critique and save it but do not resubmit it, the draft badge is displayed on the List of My Assigned Applications screen, and an unsubmitted draft badge is displayed on the online critique screen. Submitting the critique and preliminary scores during the read phase. In the read phase of the meeting, you can view existing critiques and scores, and you can submit missing critiques and scores, but cannot edit existing submissions. The available actions under the three-dot ellipses icon in the Application Number, Opportunity Number column does not include a Submit Critique option for critiques already submitted. Instead, you can review the criteria or view all the submitted critiques for the application. To view your critique and scores for the application, click the three-dot ellipses icon in the Role column and select View Critique. In most meetings, you must first submit your own critiques before you are given access to read others' critiques on your assigned applications. This is shown in the Role column for applications for which you have yet to submit a critique. In the case of an application without a submitted critique, the three-dot ellipses icon in the Application Number, Opportunity Number column provides the review criteria option. The Submit Critique action is found under the three-dot ellipses icon in the Role column. The process of submitting a critique from this option is exactly the same as described earlier. Submitting the critique and preliminary scores during the edit phase. The one change with the edit phase versus the read phase is that you can edit or update submitted critiques. The actions available under the three-dot ellipses icon in the role column now includes Update Critique. Clicking this opens the previously submitted critique, allowing you to change the scores and edit your comments for the different criteria. Resources. Several resources are available to you should you need them about submitting critiques and preliminary scores in IAR. If you still need help, contact your SRO or the ERA service desk. This concludes this video tutorial on the process of submitting critiques and preliminary scores in IAR for online critique templates during the submit, read, and edit phases. Thank you for watching.